time for the Malin Webb Show. Join us each week as we go inside Del City Marksman football with the Del City head football coach, Malin Webb, on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
Welcome to the inaugural Malin Webb Show, where every week we'll talk about Del City Marksman football. Coach, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. You know, new season, there's nothing better than the new season for a football season. Why don't we talk a little bit about what you've got coming back this year for the Del City Marksmen?
So we've got 17 returning starters. All those guys range from sophomores to seniors. We've got 13 seniors, though. We return a lot of our backfield, a lot of our entire offensive line, and we return a lot of guys on defense. So super excited to get to work with those guys. Some of those guys, to name a few, Tyce DuPont at quarterback, Trent Cale at fullback, Aiden Farrand at running back and DB. Offensive line-wise, Alex Stiff, Nathan Hoskinson, Cole Stiff, Evan Newman, and J.C. Buckendall. And most of those guys play defense for us as well.
And, those are also names that, from last year you are familiar with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very familiar with them. Last year I was offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, and I also worked really closely with the running backs and fullbacks. So, having Tyce DuPont back to kind of elevate his game a little bit from a game manager to a playmaker is a huge step in the right direction. And then, just keeping most of those guys healthy for the entire season. And I feel like, we can make a lot of noise, win a lot of ball games, and, we got a lot of senior leadership to back that up.
And I know in as far as the preseason goes, you always like to start hitting new people other than your own players. But last week was a scrimmage, which is you don't keep score. But why don't you tell us a little bit about last week's scrimmage?
So we scrimmaged Mount Vernon. We had to go down there for the third year in a row. It's a long drive, but it's well worth it. Coach Messmer, they've got something good brewing down there in Mount Vernon. And, we get to face a very tough 3A opponent in the scrimmage, which is good for us. And so we went down there. We started off slow. We held two guys out for basically most of the scrimmage, which was Aiden Farrand and Coy Hammock, this is his first year playing. He's a state wrestler who decided his senior year he wanted to come out and play football, and we're very lucky to have him. And so we held those two guys out there a little banged up from last week, and, I told them, I was like, the scrimmage isn't the one I want to win. I'd like to, win week one, and I'd like to keep you guys healthy for the entire season. So we held them out. We had a few defensive back breakdowns, which, was expected considering Coy and Aiden Farrand are both our starting corners. And we're trying to groom some sophomores and younger guys into those two deep positions. So it was a good learning experience for those guys who were younger. They got a lot of playing time, but overall, offensively, I thought we moved the ball effectively. Our offense, we're not geared towards running 10, 12, 15 plays and scoring from the opposite 35-yard line. We're geared towards 20, 25 plays and wearing defenses down. So, I didn't go into it thinking that we were going to put up a whole lot of touchdowns or anything like that. But I still felt like we moved the ball efficiently. We saw a lot of good things. We also saw a lot of things that we can work on up front, which are just very minor tweaks. And so, we're planning on fixing those things this week so that they don't become lingering issues throughout the entire season.
And we'll be back on the Malin Webb Show right after these messages. You're listening to the Malin Webb Show, brought to you by the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Malin Communications.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
And welcome back to the Malin Webb Show. And Coach, you guys get to start off the new season with the Battle of Perry County against Perry Central Commodores.
Yeah, we've always opened up with Perry Central week one since I've been here. This is my 5th year at Del City. It's a tough game to open up with. A lot of people in both communities, they put a lot in that basket over that game, and it's extremely tough, especially playing at Perry Central. It's a tough environment to play in. There's a lot of green everywhere, which is expected for home field advantage. But I think it's even tougher, because being one of the biggest rivalries that we play all season, it makes it tough in the aspect of trying to get everything installed, making sure that, we're not tweaking anything come that Friday, that we have everything down pat. And so it's been a challenge. Luckily for us, we've stuck with the same offense. We got the same offensive linemen, and basically our same offense is the entire same from last year. So, we are still tweaking things here and there, but I feel very confident in where we're at heading into week one. But they are a tough opponent. They've got a lot of returners as well, just like us, and they definitely have more size than what we do. And I know that they're coached very well up there by Coach Gibson and company too. So I'm excited for week one, and I know our community is, and I know their community is as well.
And I know it's week one, but who are some of the favorites in the PAC this year?
Small school PAC, obviously, you're always going to have Southridge right there. I would say year in, year out, they're probably the favorite. And then you also got North Posey, who was very close to winning the small school PAC last year. And then you've got all the other names that you can never count out between Forest Park and Tecumseh, who just joined this year, South Spencer, and Pike Central, and everybody else, including ourselves. It's really just a year-by-year basis. But I definitely do think in a small school PAC, everybody's always kind of chasing Southridge. They are the staple of the small school PAC. Everybody wants to be just like them. They're an extremely disciplined team. They're very, very well coached, And so, if we could get on the level of Southridge, that would be a big, big plus for our program.
And with 17 people back, returnees back, you got to figure Tell City Marksmen are right in the mix.
Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, we've got a good group of kids they're absolutely bought in to the culture and what we're doing, both offensively and defensively. And we're not having to fix attitudes so far in the season. Granted, we haven't played a game yet, but I don't see that being an issue. And so that's definitely a step in the right direction for us. But yeah, I would say I'd hope we're in the mix. I guess we'll see after a few weeks here. As long as we stay healthy, I'm excited to see what we can do in the PAC.
Well, Coach, good luck this year.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me.
You're listening to the Malin Webb Show, brought to you by the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brothers Communications. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Malin Webb Show. Join us each week as we go inside Tell City Marksman football with the Tell City head football coach, Malin Webb, on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brothers Communications. We'll see you next week.